You felt it, that sudden internal tightening, that instant withdrawal when a simple thought crosses your mind. Asking for a raise, setting a boundary, or just speaking up for yourself in a meeting. It's a gut-level veto, swift and absolute, stopping you cold before you even form the words. This isn't a deficiency in your character. It's not weakness. What you're experiencing is the signature of an automatic override, a pre-installed directive that governs your response, operating just beneath the threshold of conscious thought. It silences your impulse before it can even register as a conscious choice. The exhaustion you feel from constantly fighting this invisible barrier is real, and it's valid. But the source isn't an internal failing. It's an active, unexamined program running on your system, and it keeps you locked in place. This pervasive friction, this invisible barrier to your own agency, is not an accident of your personality. It's a protocol. We call them shame scripts. Think of them as lines of code, hardwired into your operating system long before you could consciously choose to accept or reject them. These aren't moral truths you've discovered on your own. They are conditional statements, preloaded by external agents. They manifest as that quick burn of self-censure, that instant flood of doubt, whenever you consider stepping outside a very specific, pre-approved set of behaviors. The mechanism bypasses your adult logic entirely, triggering faster than any conscious deliberation could hope to counteract. Understanding this distinction, that it's code, not character, is the critical first step to disarming it. A shame script is an if-then statement. If you express anger, then you are bad. If you request more compensation, then you are greedy. If you prioritize your own needs, then you are selfish. These are not universal principles. They are specific instructions designed to manage your behavior. These statements were installed not by your conscious choice, but by your environment, predominantly before the age of 12. Your early world, family dynamics, school structures, peer groups, cultural narratives, all contributed to this library of conditional programming. Each if-then was a micro-command, a preemptive strike, conditioning you to internalize external expectations. It created an immediate, visceral reaction of shame that short-circuited any independent thought. This system was engineered to ensure your compliance with a specific social architecture. Consider the origin. These scripts were never about your well-being. They were about maintaining the system you were born into. They were transmitted, often unconsciously, by operators in your early life, who themselves were running on similar, inherited programs. Your parents, your teachers, the institutions that shaped your early understanding of the world, they all reinforced these if-then statements to maintain order, predictability, and their own sense of control. This shame isn't an authentic internal signal emerging from your core. It's inherited social engineering, a sophisticated compliance mechanism. It ensures your behavior remains within acceptable, predictable parameters, serving the structures that installed it, rather than your own evolving needs. It's an incredibly effective way to manage a population without overt force. This legacy code triggers faster than conscious thought, bypassing your adult logic entirely. It's a subcortical response, a hardwired defensive reflex. You feel the shame, the fear of judgment, the internal contraction, and you pull back. You self-correct. You comply. The system doesn't need to issue a direct command. It simply relies on these pre-installed protocols to keep you aligned. This wasn't about nurturing your unique potential. It was about ensuring you fit the available slots in an existing, often hierarchical, social order. And because these scripts operate below conscious awareness, their influence feels like an intrinsic part of who you are, making them incredibly difficult to identify, let alone challenge. This is why you feel that constant, unarticulated pressure. Now, you might be thinking this sounds like a conversation about childhood trauma or healing inner wounds, perhaps suggesting a long, introspective journey into the past. This isn't that. This isn't about therapy or emotional processing. This is about firmware. It's a critical distinction. We're not discussing your psyche in terms of narrative or personal history. We're dissecting the operational code running your system. These shame scripts were engineered, installed, and have been running on default settings your entire adult life. They are not emotional baggage to unpack. They are outdated, often corrupt, lines of programming that dictate your behavior and limit your capacity for present moment action. To mistake them for something else is to miss the tactical opportunity to simply debug them. It's a system audit, not a confessional. These shame scripts, this inherited compliance program, were designed for an older environment, a different social architecture. Running on outdated firmware in today's rapidly accelerating, hyper-connected world creates a critical vulnerability. It stifles your agency. It prevents the necessary adaptation required to navigate new challenges and seize new opportunities. You're trying to operate in a high-bandwidth reality with low-bandwidth programming. The cost isn't just emotional exhaustion. It's a tangible limitation on your capacity to act, to innovate, to self-determine in the present moment. This isn't a benign legacy. It's an active sabotage of your operational parameters. The longer you run these obsolete protocols, the more exposed you become to exploitation, and the more vital opportunities you miss for genuine self-assertion. The upgrade begins with isolation. Your first tactical step in disarming a shame script is to identify it with surgical precision. The next time you feel that familiar surge of internal contraction, that instant tightening, that visceral flush of shame when you consider a specific action or thought, stop. Do not react. Instead, explicitly name the precise conditional statement running in your mind. Is it, if I express my need, then I am demanding? Is it, if I appear successful, then I will be resented? Pinpoint. This isn't about analyzing your feelings. It's about reverse engineering the trigger. You are not processing an emotion. You are logging a bug in the system. The clearer you can articulate the script, the more clearly you can begin to see its artificial structure. Once you have isolated the conditional statement, the debugging process continues with a systems audit. Cross-reference the script with two critical questions. First, whose voice is this directive, truly? Is it yours, or an echo from an earlier, external authority? Second, does this command align with my current operational parameters for survival and self-determination? Does it serve your agency here now, in this moment, or does it merely perpetuate an outdated compliance loop? This immediate tactical interrogation is your upgrade. It forces a conscious override of the pre-programmed response, revealing the script for what it is, an external imposition, not an internal truth. Acting on this audit now is critical. Running on outdated firmware in a rapidly accelerating environment leaves you exposed, vulnerable, and unable to fully activate your own power. Does this command align with your current operational parameters? This is not about moral failing. It is a system integrity check. Many of these inherited scripts were written for an environment that no longer exists, to maintain a social order now in decay. Running on this legacy code means your internal operating system is constantly fighting against your present reality. The system demands compliance, but the world demands adaptation. Your exhaustion is a symptom of this internal conflict, a constant drain on resources as you attempt to reconcile two incompatible directives. This is precisely why your shame isn't an authentic internal signal. It is an artifact, a piece of social engineering pre-installed to ensure predictable behavior within a specific framework. These mechanisms were never designed for your individual thriving, but for system stability. They operate below conscious thought, a fast-firing tripwire that reroutes your agency before you even register the impulse. Understanding this shifts the locus of control. It's not a defect in you, but a program running in your system that you have the authority to debug. Operating on these outdated scripts in today's rapidly accelerating environment creates a critical vulnerability. These scripts stifle your agency, preventing necessary adaptation, collaboration, and growth. When a promotion opportunity arises or a boundary needs to be set, that automatic if-then shame statement fires, and you find yourself locked into a pattern of compliance that serves no one but the legacy system. This isn't just discomfort, it's operational sabotage. To disarm these scripts, you must first isolate them. This isn't a nebulous emotional process, it's tactical identification. When that surge of shame hits, that familiar tightening, that instant withdrawal, immediately, explicitly name the conditional statement running through your mind. If I ask for a raise, then I am greedy. If I express dissent, then I am disloyal. Pinpoint the exact phrase, the precise conditional logic that has just fired. This act of naming is your first override. pulling the mechanism into conscious light. Once isolated, you initiate a system audit. Ask two precise questions. First, whose voice is this directive, truly? Is it your own internal compass, or an echo of an external authority? A parent, a teacher, a past manager? Second, does this command serve my current operational survival and well-being? Does it align with your adult objectives, your present environment, your real-world needs? This immediate interrogation is your upgrade. It bypasses the automated response and forces a reevaluation against your current, critical parameters. This isn't about healing or finding inner peace. This is about re-authenticating your internal operating system. You are shifting from merely running legacy code to actively debugging your own programming. This process turns you into the operator, not just the subject of your own directives. You are no longer reacting unconsciously to inherited control mechanisms. You are actively inspecting, questioning, and rewriting the code that dictates your responses to the world. You are taking back critical system access. The world outside is accelerating. Running on outdated firmware in this environment isn't sustainable. It's a liability that will continue to extract a heavy toll. The key is now in your hand. This is not an awakening. It is an arming. Begin the audit. Identify the scripts. Interrogate their source and their utility. This is how you reclaim agency. This is how you navigate the present, unburdened by the past's control programs. Your tactical survival demands nothing less.